Hey everyone, Magpie Gaming here. I hope you're all doing well. So this is the third episode of my look at the maps in Escape from Tarkov. For this one I'm going to be looking at Shoreline. Shoreline is the biggest map within the game by far. It's got a huge expansive area on this map. Lots of places to go, lots of places to see and do things on there. And it's probably one of those maps where there isn't too much about it that I would actually change. It's got a good sort of balance of things, although there are some pretty big areas of the map that just have simply nothing in them. So looking at this map on the screen right now, you can see up in this top right corner you have your two radar stations that are on there, and in between them this top left corner basically has nothing in it. Now you can spawn there, there is a one-time use extract there at the port bit up here, but between spawning there and getting all the way over to somewhere like the radar station and then the pump station and the pier, there isn't a great deal going on in the map. There's not really much to see or do. It's just open woodland, and yeah, I think there's maybe something that they could put in there. They could maybe put like a cottage in there or something like that with a weapons case in, you know, just something to give a focal point for that area, because the vast majority of people when they spawn in that area, they just tend to walk straight through it and not hang around. There's really no reason to hang around there, there's no reason to stop there. They just move over to the central span of the map and they skip that area completely. Now recently with 11.7 we have had scavs introduced at the construction area on the key side, so that does give people a reason to go there if they spawned on the other side of the map. It's obviously there's a lot of tasks where you've got to kill scavs with various different weapons. Some of them are shoreline based, so that's one area that's now getting a bit more focus, but other than going there for scavs, there's no other reason to go there if you don't need to. The next part of the map is down in the bottom right corner. This is the sunken village that's in the swamp. Again, there are some toolboxes there. I think there's a couple of the green ammunition crates, but there's no other reason to go into that village. Most people skate around the edges because obviously if you end up in the boggy water you are walking extremely slow and very open to attack, so people just tend to skate around the edge and avoid it completely. I would like to see there be a good reason to go into that. It's bordered on like two sides by high ground, so you get good shots at people that are down there. So, you know, it's a risky maneuver, but maybe make it a risk that's worth taking. You know, if there's a key spawn there, or there's a safe, or just some good reason to go into that village, because the vast majority of people just completely avoid it. So I would like to see that used a bit more. The next one that I'd like to see used is the top left. That's this cargo like terminal sort of dockside bit, which from the outside on the map looks like a prison. It looks like it's filling like prison walls. I'd like to see that opened up now. It is probably too much of a big area to open up on this map directly. I think it could have an adverse effect on the overall performance of the map. So that could maybe be floated off as a kind of factory style map, but with you know, warehouses and that you could go in and out of. It does look quite like a big area when you're looking at it from on the map, so I think that could be made into some sort of its own map. I mean, that would look pretty good. I think that would be good. You know, you'd have basically the same kind of fighting as what you've got in factory, you know, the close quarters urban combat, but being able to go from factory to factory. You could put tunnels in there, you could put walkways in there, you know, there's a whole, you know, a million and one things that you could do with something like that, and I would like to see that floated off as its own map. Probably never going to happen, but you know, it's an idea. It's, you know, I think it's something that could maybe happen in the future. And other than that, with Shoreline, I don't think there's too much I personally would change or do with the map. I think it is quite balanced in terms of the amount of loot that's on there. The spawns and the extracts are pretty balanced. Like I say, there's plenty of places to go and see things and do things. There are a lot of tasks that can be completed on this map, even if they're not bound to this map. There's a lot of the mosing tasks that can be done on there with the scavs. I've noticed that they have changed the scav spawn rate slightly. You now don't seem to get any down at the tunnel extract, whereas before you was always guaranteed of at least seeing 2 scavs down there. You very rarely see 1 now. I think in all the time I've been playing the map since 11.7 I've seen 1 scav down there, and I think it simply ended up down there because it followed somebody that way. So yeah, I quite like the map. I think the loot on there is pretty good, although I don't tend to do hatchet runs on there simply because of the size of the map. You've got a long way to go to get anywhere to get any kind of loot if you spawn in one of the 4 corners. But yeah, that is what I would change or maybe do with this map. Of course, if you have any of your own suggestions, please do put them in the comment section down below. Like I said in the last video, I'm looking for suggestions. I might put them all together in a video after this series has aired on my channel. So yeah, let me know. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching and listening. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.